Welcome on board our trusty Comanche Zulu Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu for part 2 of 50 flights round the world. We begin with flight number 13, Airways from Anchorage to SITKA.
Medevac 68 Mike, November. Weather here is missing, but I know you said you had it. And better service is terminated. Change to advisory frequency approved. This advisor is work in progress there, and you can report your cancellation on this frequency.
Mountainous vistas, viewed from the comfort of the BAZ office, were nothing short of spectacular. Low cloud and reduced visibility required an instrument arrival at SITKA, so ending an awesome 4-hour flight.
Well, it'd have to be at sea level, wouldn't it?
I don't know what makes it think that, Baz. It looks like an aircraft carrier to me.
Well done there, Tui. We did that again.
The following day, SITKA's weather turned around to show off this interesting small town that was once the capital of Russian America. In the evening, we caught up with KRISTIN, a well-known local and Piper Comanche owner. From SITKA, it was up and over the Rocky Mountains and on into Canada for our destination, Prince George. As the flight progressed, cloud build-up on the eastern side of the Rockies required an instrument arrival into Prince George.
And Bravo Alpha Zulu, descend 6,000.
Are you back high?
37.
Get down, check green.
Check green.
A telephone call completed border formalities. The next morning, a hearty waffle breakfast and flight number 15 southwards to beautiful KELOWNA in British Columbia.
Santa Zulu Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu out of Prince George through 3,000 climbing 8,000.
Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu, Vancouver Center. Good morning. Identified and with your own terrain, proceed directly Williams Lake VOR on course. Climb and maintain 9,000.
Own terrain to Williams Lake VOR, climbing 9,000, Zulu Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu.
Zulu Kilo Bravo Alpha Zulu, roger.
Bravo Alpha Zulu, fly heading 180, when able, clear direct Whitman.
180 and then to direct Whitman, and we're visual can do the Whitman way.
Bravo Alpha Zulu, roger, I'll have the approach for you in just a moment here. Bravo Alpha Zulu, descend 6,300.
6,300, Bravo Alpha Zulu.
Bravo Alpha Zulu, roger, and you said you had KELOWNA in sight confirmed?
A firm with visual.
Bravo Zulu Roger, cleared Kelowna Airport, visual runway 16 approach.
Cleared visual, Kelowna Airport, runway 16, Bravo Alpha Zulu.
Bravo Alpha Zulu Roger.
Bravo Alpha Zulu, cleared line 16, wind 0705.
Clear to land, runway 16, Bravo Alpha Zulu.
Barry, Sandra, what's the favorite lake so far on this trip?
Oh, this reception, without a doubt.
Look at this, we feel like movie stars.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying all the right things. So you're on behalf of the Kelowna Flying Club and Ken and all the rest of the Comanche Flyers. Welcome to Kelowna. We love having you here. I can hardly wait till we get a chance to sit down and swap a few stories about flying around the world. You took off how many days ago from New Zealand?
I think it might have been 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago, and you've headed straight north, and you were in Japan and Russia and Alaska, and now in God's country, British Columbia. Yeah.
And I can honestly say we've not had a reception like this anywhere.
Wow.
There is nothing to sign, no documents, no paperwork.
Our treasurer's on the way with the fees.
Well,
extensive.
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
By now, it was the 10th of June, and Brandon in Manitoba had been selected for our next stop. After a visual departure, it was then a climb to 13,000 feet, crossing the remaining Rocky Mountains, ending with vast prairie lands leading all the way to Brandon. During World War II, thousands of Australian and New Zealand pilots and flight crew trained at Brandon under the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. From Brandon, it was goodbye Canada and on to our next destination, Park Rapids in Minnesota. The tiny border post of PINECREEK was chosen for our entry back into the USA. This small airport uniquely straddles the Canadian-USA border with a runway threshold located in each country. Border formalities complete and a VFR plan lodged, we were soon back in the air. It's hard to beat a good old American FBO, and our friendly welcome was indicative of the town in general. The mighty Mississippi River starts near Park Rapids on its 2,552-mile journey to the Gulf of Mexico. With a month remaining before EAA Oshkosh, there remained plenty of time for a fly around inside the USA. But first, a stop in Baraboo to leave our surplus equipment with the friendly FBO.
we're clear to descend to 5,000 now, and expected to Zavok, and expecting the have runway 19. The conditions at Babaru are quite good. Very light wind, just 5 knots, and a ceiling of about 2,000 feet. So we're well clear on the approach. Closed loop. Autopilot's off.
Before long, we were back in the air again, this time being expertly radar vectored around thunderstorms in the Chicago area. Not a great day to be in the air, but on the ground at the rubber capital of Akron, Ohio, a hangar reception was waiting for us. Flight 19 was taking our Comanche back to where it was built 57 years ago.
Lock Haven traffic, flight of 5 steps, about 4.5 miles now, southwest of the airport. It's down for 28 Lock Haven. 27.
Our Comanche was built here in 1962. It was a good feeling to bring her home. Legends have been made here. This Piper Cup was flown round the world in 1947, and Stearman owner Ted honeymooned with his wife flying a debonair around the world in 1971. The corn boil, it was delicious. Start spreading the news. We want to be part of it. New York, New York, here we come.
Very nice day, and lovely taking BAZ back to its place of birth, and flying out again this morning. It's 57 years ago, roughly, since it last flew out of Lock Haven.
Quite amazing, really, isn't it, that we could bring it all the way from New Zealand.
Yeah, very shortly I've got that one dialed up here, CTAF 123. Decimal 0, so we'll just announce our presence going by there. I'm sure that everybody hears the Zulu Kilo call sign and go, what's that?
How many times did we get asked coming from the other day? Every change we had, they all wanted to know, and lots of questions, and really interest, and people coming back saying they'll be following us. Rather nice, isn't it?
It's nice. We're all set up for an arrival into Linden Airport, ducking under all of the New York control airspace.
It was now the 1st of July. Sandra's sister had joined us at New York, so with the girls on board, it was off to Paducah.
290-1010,000 AC 4458.
You got.
But first, a captain's call. Let's drop into Greater Portsmouth for a traditional biscuits and gravy breakfast. Paducah is a riverboat town on the banks of the Old Ohio, and famously it is the home of the National Quilt Museum. Flight number 22 ended at Jones Riverside Airport, Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the Comanche was left in the care of Christensen Aviation while we enjoyed Thanksgiving with local family and friends. We left Tulsa on the 13th of July on a short flight to Newton for a Comanche oil change at WEBCO before completing our USA loop back at Baraboo, ready for Oshkosh. Air Adventure Oshkosh is the world's largest gathering of aviation enthusiasts. We're ready? Let's go there on flight number 25.
Central aircraft inbound to Oshkosh. SITKA arrival procedures in effect. Proceed direct Ripon first. Find somebody to follow. Nose to tail, single file, 1,800 feet, 90 knots. Landing gear down, landing light on. Single file, landing 36 and 27 this morning. Welcome to Oshkosh.
Fisk.
Yep.
Low wing quarter mile from Fisk. Do you have a preference, 27 or 36?
36, please.
Please. Very good. I saw the rock. Turn right. Right turn to follow 5th Avenue. Left base for 36. Monitor 126.6. Good morning.
Morning.
Next left.
I have my tail dragger that just touched down. I need you to hustle up just a little bit. Make a left turn on the hard surface. I got Cherokee turning in close behind you.
Roger, working on it.
Appreciate it. Yep, take your time. Wind's 276. Don't hustle too much. Cherokee, that's just turning the final there. You're number one. The traffic is clearing. And at the yellow dot, you're cleared on.
We are not a Cherokee, we're a Comanche. But hey, what does it matter? Here we are at Oshkosh. Attendance of over 600,000 visitors and some 15,000 aircraft. It's hardly surprising that for this week the Oshkosh Control Tower is the busiest in the world.
Okay, Barry and Sandra Payne, here they come. This 1962 Piper Comanche, you're looking at it, has a couple modifications to it. These folks are from New Zealand, and they flew this airplane all the way here from New Zealand, and they're currently on a around the world trip. What an incredible endeavor. And I would like to introduce them to you and tell us all the way from New Zealand. I know you were saying, I think this is interesting, one leg across the water was 9 hours.
9 hours.
Tell us about that experience.
Well, it was from Guam to Kagoshima in the bottom of Japan, and it was 9 hours over water. But the plane didn't know that, did it?
No, it didn't. Barry, what's the range? You've got it set up with tip tanks. How long can you fly nonstop if you need to?
Well, we've got it tanked up for 140 gallons, and that gives us about 11 and a half hours in the cruise. Maybe we stretch that to 12, and so it's really a comfortable 1,500 nautical mile sector it can handle without any further ferry tanks fitted. Now, probably our most interesting experience has been going through the Far East in Russia. We had 3 stops in Russia coming up to Alaska, and to our surprise, we first of all, it was an amazingly easy and very friendly area of the world to fly through, and typically enjoy sitting up at about 9,000. The Comanche's most efficient at about 9,000. We have to go higher occasion. We had to, particularly going through Japan and Russia, they like you at the flight levels. So we could be up at 11 to 13,000. And we're sitting at 155 knots true airspeed, and burning about 11.2 gallons an hour at peak.
Another thing I think is interesting, this is your second visit to Oshkosh and your first time to actually fly in here.
That's correct. We were here about, I think, 4 years ago. Enjoyed it, but well, we thought if we fly around the world, we're going to come right by here, and wow, I mean, in a lifetime of aviation, I've had 50 years in aviation, it's not something that I was going to go by and not do. Thank you, Ray, and thank you so much for your hospitality. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
And for the hospitality of the whole of the United States. We've just been overwhelmed.
Thank you. Thank you.
We think our Comanche, Bravo Alpha Zulu, is a pretty sweet aeroplane. But to receive a Bronze Lindy Award at Oshkosh, well, that was indeed special. Thank you once again for your company, and do come fly with us on part 3 of 50 flights round the world, where we leave the USA and track our way over the North Atlantic to Europe. See you then.